What's going on, everybody? My name is Riley Wren here with my first Silver Tempest deck profile video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ho-Oh Dialga VSTAR. And we're here taking a look at this Ho-Oh Dialga VSTAR deck. Of course, we have the new Ho-Oh V from Silver Tempest as the focal point of this deck with this Reviving Flame ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench and attach 4 basic energy to it, and it ends your turn. So in combination with Thorton, we're going to be switching this Ho-Oh after you use the ability into a Dialga, and we can immediately evolve it into the Dialga VSTAR, attach a 5th energy, and we can use the Star Chronos VSTAR attack to take an additional turn. So that's going to be the main point of this deck. We do also have 1 copy of Oranguru just to smooth our draws a little bit, preserve some resources, especially the Thorton. We can also do a cute little play where we put a Ho-Oh on top of our deck and discard it with a PokéStop. We have the 2/2 Dialga VSTAR line. We can still attack with it, but we also need to have the Dialga in the discard pile for Thorton to work. So that's kind of the main thinking there. 1 Zacian V just so we can get some additional draw from it, and as a secondary attacker. Play 4 copies of Diancie. So you may be thinking, of course, why would you be risking getting just bossed immediately by using this Ho-Oh? Your turn ends, you can't really do anything about it that turn. But if you put this Diancie in the active with its Princess's Curtain ability, your opponent can't play a Gust supporter, they can't play Serena, they can't play Boss's Orders to bring up that Ho-Oh, so it's safe on your bench for you to use with that Thorton play. To find those Thorton, we have 1 copy of Lumineon V, and of course we do have Radiant Greninja, which will help us discard our energy to fuel Ho-Oh's Reviving Flame, and also just make it so that we draw more cards. We have 2 copies of Energy Search just to draw through those energies, 1 copy of Heavy Ball to get something like the Greninja, to get our 1 copy of Crobat, Lumineon, etc. We have 3 copies of Metal Saucer. Again, the focus of the deck is trying to get the energies on Ho-Oh, but if you need to use Saucer to get an additional energy attachment to a Dialga before you promote it, or to set up a Zacian as a secondary attacker, you already have the metals in the discard pile, so why not? We play 4 copies of Quick Ball, 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Again, just want to maximize our discarding options and also to be able to get our Pokemon out of the deck. 4 copies of Trekking Shoes just to draw more cards and discard cards as well. Again, discarding is the name of the game with this deck, which again, why we play PokéStop. So we can discard energy, we can discard Ho-Oh, we can pick up some of our item cards to help churn the deck a little bit more. So PokéStop fits really nicely into this deck. 1 copy of Training Court to get our energy back. Works really well with Greninja as well. 4 copies of Professor's Research to just, again, draw and discard. Stop me if you've heard that one before. We do have 4 copies of Serena. This is a new innovation from the Silver Tempest expansion, and this works as our main Gust in the deck, but it also allows us to discard more cards, but selectively. So we don't have to just blow up our whole hand with a research. We can actually choose to keep some resources around by just discarding up to 3 in order to draw until we have 5. The 2 copies of Thorton, as I mentioned, 2 copies of Air Balloon just to pivot our board around as we need, and to put something in the active so we can Metal Saucer to our bench Pokemon, and then 11 copies of basic Metal Energy. That is the 60. Let's see it in action. We are here with a Ho-Oh Dialga game. We do win the coin flip, so we'll get to go first. Always feels great. Starting with a Ho-Oh, however, does not. So we'll start with this guy. 230 HP is a little bit bulkier than some of the other Pokemon V in this format. We do at least have an Ultra Ball. Looks like we are up against, might be Solrock and Lunatone based on that opening hand and based on the deck box as well. So this matchup, I'm not sure how this goes for us. We know they play PokéStop of their own. I don't necessarily want to give that to them. Put this PokéStop out, discard Trekking Shoes and Quick Ball. Did lose a Serena in the process, but not to, I think we will risk that there's something in the prizes. There's a Ho-Oh, okay. Not the worst thing to see there, so we'll Quick Ball away this Ho-Oh. Ninja? Ultra Ball away to Energy. Grab a Dialga. Bench this Greninja. Use concealed cards. Make sure the other Dialga. Okay, and we'll Trekking Shoes. Nope, I want another energy here. We don't find it. We do find a Diancie, which is not the worst. We do also have this Air Balloon in our hand. I'd love to play this Ultra Ball, but I think we're just going to go into the Diancie here and use the Reviving Flame, get 3 energy into play. Pretty solid for our first turn. We'll definitely take that. A little unfortunate to have 2 Ho-Oh in play, but I don't think it actually will end up hurting us too much in this matchup. And Ho-Oh can actually take KOs on their Lunatone since they only have 90 HP. So we can actually set up multiple Ho-Ohs throughout the game. Not sure if we want to really go that route since it will take a lot of time to get there, but we will see. We could even go in on this following turn with a Ho-Oh attack if we really felt like it. Getting an attachment to the active. Looking like they're probably going to retreat this Greninja. They use our PokéStop and they play Cape of Toughness. So take back what I said about Ho-Oh taking knockouts. That Cape of Toughness will actually keep them alive. I'm not sure. Cape of Toughness does not seem particularly great in a deck where you still play very weak HP single prizers, but props to our opponent for trying to change up the traditional, you know, shake it up a little bit, shake up that list. So see what else they have in store for us. Do you get to accelerate some energy? So they will get a KO here, and they do throw down that Cape of Toughness. Okay, so we're not going to be able to Thorton unless we can draw into it here. Not quite. Play this Ultra Ball, discard the Serena and the Dialga. With the Zacian, bench that. We'll also bench this Dialga. I think I want to try to build up 2 if I can. Go in with the research. We get plenty of energy and ways to discard them. So we'll start with the concealed cards. Discard that energy. We find another energy in a V-Star. Not too bad. We can use the... I think I'm trying to hold the Trekking Shoes and use the PokéStop first. And I think we just milled 3 supporters. Crobat, Research, Serena. Not the best. We're down all 4 of our Serena. We have double Metal Saucer here, plus an attachment. So we could actually go take the KO with Zacian. Don't actually mind that. I think that's pretty strong. Discard these 2 energy. Grab that Lumineon. And we'll go in with the Brave Blade. Take the KO, put the pressure on our opponent a little bit here. And next turn, see what we can put together. I'm going to start with a concealed cards. Using our own PokéStop, they get Battle VIP Pass and 2 Psychic Energy there. Get a Fog Crystal, so they're definitely going to get another attack off this turn. And from our perspective, we're still looking for a way to go into this Dialga V-Star. So we could Thorton onto the active. I'm not necessarily sure I want to do that. Opponent's going to hit us here and play Bruno, so they're going to get a nice new hand of 7 cards to work with. Canceling Cologne, not really going to do anything. Not sure. Maybe that's for Empoleon. And they do grab another Lunatone. Attached to it. So they get another attacker starting to get set up there, which is a little bit scary. And Moon Kinesis for 120. We top deck a Research, so that's a good start. Trekking Shoes. Get an Energy. And I think we're going to keep this. We can Concealed Cards it away. Get another Energy in a Diancie. We'll Quick Ball away the Diancie. think we go with the Oranguru here, preserve this Dialga for the turn, can play the Energy Search and attach to the Ho-Oh, setting it up for a Thorton on the next turn. And we draw the Thorton. Play this Thorton, go into the Dialga, retreat into it, and use Temporal Rupture, take this KO. We know we're top decking the V-Star. We do only have one energy left in deck though, which is not great. We do find an Energy Search, so that will get the energy for us. And we do have the V-Star on top of the deck. Opponent discarded a Raihan. Looking like they can get up to about 210 if they use the Scoop Up Net on a Solrock. And they attach for turn using 4 Solrocks. They get +5 energy into play, plus this one attached. That would be 210. Just out of range of a KO. We'll see where they put this. Onto the active. They have 2 Scoop Up Nets. They could... What would be their last 2 Scoop Up Nets, though? So they could take this KO on the active, but instead settling for the safer approach of just putting energy onto the bench. Makes a lot of sense if you're not sure you're going to get this KO, and they really want to ensure that they're not losing to Empoleon. Makes a lot of sense playing those Canceling Cologne. And they're probably just going to smack us for 120 here, but we can just go in, and never mind, they're going to Boss's Orders. So I think they're going to take out this Zacian. Yep. Go down to 3 prizes, but we will get to take 2 turns with a clean Dialga V-Star. Not too upset about that. So we can actually set up another Dialga V-Star later in the game if we need to. I'm just going to Rescue Carrier ahead of time, which is interesting. I think... And we'll hit the KO on the Zacian. We'll promote this Ho-Oh. And we draw the V-Star. Never saw that coming. Grab the last energy index. We still have a Metal Saucer left, which is good for setting up the other Dialga if we need to. We can... I don't really see a reason to preserve this Lumineon. There's actually like nothing I want to... search out anyway. Like we have 1 research left, so I wasn't really feeling like I needed to save that for any reason. We do still have a V-Star left in deck, so go ahead and discard double Diancie. Actually, I think I'll get rid of the PokéStop, keep 1 Diancie around just in case we feel like we need it. Want to keep this in deck just in case we were to need more cards in our decks we don't deck out. We only have 4 cards left in deck, so we'll go ahead and retreat and use that Star Chronos, take another turn. See what our opponent sends up for us to take a KO on. We get another energy, so that's great. We can start working on our second Dialga here. We do have the attachment and the Metal Saucer. They do just give us the Greninja, so can't say I'm terribly surprised by that. Keep this unevolved, and we'll go ahead and use Metal Blast for the KO. I feel like they shouldn't be able to take a KO this turn. They already have 2 energy on there, but we have 280 HP. They're going to need a lot to take out this Dialga. We have another Solrock and a Lunatone. They are down 2 Scoop Up Nets, so they will need quite a lot to get this KO here. And they play an Avery. I think I'll get rid of this Oranguru just because it's a liability at some point. Everything else we can just retreat. We can attach and retreat to Greninja. I think we still have an energy left unaccounted for. And they play Echoing Horn, okay. Put the Oranguru back, maybe goes to Diancie. Lumineon makes sense. Echoing Horn is very interesting. Can't say I expected them to play an Echoing Horn, but I guess it makes sense. You can just pick off the weaker HP Pokemon, so we'll see a Fog Crystal. But I I think if they whiff this KO, I think we're in a good spot. We just need an energy attachment to that Dialga. The Sun energy on the active. But if they try to go for a 2-shot here, feel like that is just going to be game over for us. See what they want to do, and they just concede. So I think they were just going to whiff that KO. Dialga taking 2 turns, having a 280 HP 2-Prizer in the active is just too much for some decks to handle, so we will take the win there with Dialga Ho-Oh. So there you have it, really able to see the power of that new Ho-Oh V from Silver Tempest in combination with a card like Thorton. Of course, if you liked the video, leave a like on it, subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/RileyWrenTCG. And until the next video, peace.